Today, we're going to jump into a really powerful 9-verse passage from the Quran's 3rd chapter, Al-Imran. And what's so fascinating is how it builds this incredible argument about religion, about human nature, and ultimately about where all power really comes from. So, the entire argument really kicks off with this one central question. It's the foundation for everything else. Before we get into all the complexities, the text wants to ask, what are we even talking about when we say religion? Right off the bat, the passage defines Islam in a very specific and maybe surprising way. It's not just presented as a proper name for one religion. It's described as a universal principle, this core act of teslimiyet, or total submission to God. And the text argues, this was the one single message delivered by all prophets throughout all of history. And boom, here it is. Verse 19 lays it out plain and simple. Indeed, the religion in the sight of God is submission. This one line is the bedrock. It sets a baseline that is incredibly simple and profound, and it's from this point that the rest of the passage builds its case. You have to ask, right? If the essence of it all is that simple, just submission, then why is human history so full of religious conflict, division, and fighting? Well, the passage dives right into that, and it has a very specific diagnosis for the problem. And this is where it gets really insightful. The text argues that the divisions don't happen because people are ignorant or because they don't have enough information. No, the true cause is something inside us. It's what the text calls banyi, a powerful word that points to our own ego, our jealousy, and that raw ambition for power and status. So what does this ego actually look like in the real world? Well, it shows up as this sense of religious privilege, this idea that my group is special, we're the chosen ones, so the rules don't really apply to us. This is what leads people to reject messengers who tell them what they don't want to hear, and crucially, the verse warns against attacking not just prophets, but anyone who stands up for justice. And if you want a perfect example of this exact mindset, the passage gives us one in verse 24. This quote, "The fire will only touch us for a few numbered days." It just perfectly captures that arrogant attitude, that false sense of security that says, even if we're wrong, the consequences for us will be small. Okay, so the problem has been laid out very clearly. This destructive human ego that corrupts the simple core of religion. So what's the answer? Well, right here, the whole passage pivots. It offers a powerful, perspective-shattering response that is designed to completely reframe how we think about power. And this brings us to the absolute climax of the passage. You could call it a declaration of sovereignty, and it's the direct counter-argument to all that human ego we just talked about. This is verse 26. It's a prayer, a command to declare this truth out loud. You give sovereignty to whom you will, and you take sovereignty from whom you will. Think about that. It positions all worldly power, all status, everything we fight for, not as something we own, but as something that is only temporarily loaned to us and can be taken back at any moment by the one true source. And the specific words used here are absolutely key. God isn't just a king, he is Malik al-Mulk, the one true owner of all power. And notice the verbs. Power isn't seized, it's granted. It's not lost, it's withdrawn. People aren't just honored, they are made honored. This language completely changes the game. It says that all our ups and downs are in someone else's hands. But just when you think the argument has reached its peak with this huge political and social statement, it goes one step further. It zooms out, way out, connecting this exact same principle to the very laws of the universe itself. Verse 27 gives us these incredible, undeniable examples from the natural world. Think about it. The way night seamlessly flows into day, the way day gives way to night, the miracle of the living coming from the non-living and the living returning to that state. The argument is that the same absolute, effortless control God has over these cosmic cycles is the exact same control he has over the rise and fall of human power. So let's just trace that powerful logic one more time. It starts by defining true religion as simple submission. It then says that the thing that messes it all up is our ego. The answer to that ego is to recognize that all power is just a temporary loan from God. And the proof is in the unquestionable cycles of the universe that we see every single day. And that leaves us with this final massive question to think about. If we really truly took this idea to heart, that all of our status, all of our successes and failures are just temporary conditions granted from a higher source, how would that completely change the way we look at our own lives and the world around us?